guys, Reaper the Rage, you're having a fantastic day, and welcome to another episode of Reaper Rants. In this episode, we're going to be covering the 2016 presidential race and what I think of each of the candidates, and hopefully by the end of this, you guys walk away with a new kind of perspective, or you at least kind of question your candidate if you are voting for, any of them. So, let's start with the elephant in the room, Donald Trump. He's the easiest to pick on. Let's go after him first. So, as you know, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders have been running, and they've pretty much been the big names in the race. Like, nobody really gives a shit about anybody else, because it's going to come down, it's been said to come down between Trump and Clinton. It's still unsure. There could be a contested convention between Clinton and Sanders. I don't know. But let's just start with Trump, okay? So, he's the Republican nominee. He's the forerunner. He's going to get the nomination for the Republican Party. He's going to go against somebody in the Democratic Party. He's going to go against them. And this is a given, right? And people didn't think this months ago. Months ago. A year ago, you asked people, oh, Donald Trump running for president. That's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing. It is a thing. Like, he didn't just do it for lulz. No, he's here to stay. He's doing it because he wants to do it. And he wants to be the president. And so you think, okay, well, if he wants to be the president, he's politically versed, or he knows things about world affairs, or, I mean, he is a businessman after all, so he must know something about making deals and whatnot, something good. Well, he does know that. He also knows how to bankrupt his company 4 times. He filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy 4 times! 4 fucking times he went bankrupt. Yeah, and he got a small loan of $1 million. I'm sure you guys heard that freaking meme flying around, small loan of $1 million. I'm sorry, to the common man, $1 million ain't small nothing, okay? Nothing. And this isn't just secondhand, heard it from this, that, or the other. I've seen the videos of him. I've seen what he's had to say. I mean, so, first off, financially, he's a fucking moron, right? I think the only reason the company hasn't gone completely under is because he has some advisors from his dad's day that are still somehow alive and are giving him good advice. That's about the only thing I can see. So, there's that. And then there's, of course, the border wall. That's his big thing. The border wall and banning Muslims, right? That's the big thing for Trump. Well, the border wall ain't gonna fucking work, right? You can't make Mexico pay for it. They're not going to. No matter what kind of sanctions you put on them, they won't build the wall, okay? You would have to go to war to make them build that wall, and you're not gonna go to war with Mexico, and because the American people wouldn't approve of that. Hell, the fucking Pentagon would look at him and go, what the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is this? Who is this guy? And so, that's strike number 1. Strike number 2 is the Muslim ban. Really? You want to ban all Muslims? Now, in his defense, I have to say, he did specifically say he wanted to ban Muslims from the country to vet them, right? So any refugees coming over here from Syria or elsewhere in the Middle East would be kind of scrutinized before they come to the country. Newsflash, fucker. It already takes a year! It already takes a year to come in from the outside source. You don't just let them in. There's already a vetting process, and it takes fucking 6 months to a year. So there's plenty of time to catch them if they are a terrorist. Excuse me. So there's that about Trump. And then, of course, there's Trump being a complete piece of shit reboot of Hitler. The guy literally said, I want to go after their families. Right? If you don't believe me, go look it up. Okay? This is from his mouth. Okay? This is his own words. He says, we gotta be tough on these guys. I want to go after their families. Believe it or not, these guys might not care about their own lives, but they do care about their families' lives. He wants to intentionally target civilians, okay? And what the fuck? And people are actually believing this. People are voting for this. And people are like, oh, no, we're voting for Trump, this, that, and the other. No, you're voting for him because you are a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Birds of a feather flock together. That's why you're voting for him. Okay, so that's Trump out of the way. Trump is a moron. We knew this from the start. That was the easy stuff. So let's get into Hillary Clinton, shall we? So, Hillary Clinton has taken billions of dollars from corporate donors. Billions. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of her $250,000 speeches that she gave to Wall Street speculators. And conveniently, no transcripts released. They wouldn't even tell anybody what was said at those speeches. Could it be that she was bribed to tell them, yeah, I'll do your bidding in the White House? No, it couldn't be that. It couldn't be that. Or the fact that at one of her speeches, a white noise machine was turned on to kind of suck the sound out and kind of drown out what she was saying for one section of the speech, and then it cut out, and then, she resumed. So, conveniently enough, right when the reporters wanted to record it, Interestingly enough, that's the one section they didn't get when they were recording her. So there's that. We already knew about that. Again, easy pickings. Now here's something people might not know. Hillary Clinton was in favor of the Iraq War, which killed minimum 200,000 civilians. Very bad war, okay? And it wasn't even the right country. It wasn't even the right guy. I mean, yeah, Saddam Hussein was bad. Yes, we had to get rid of him. But no, it left a power vacuum, and then that's where everybody else came from, okay? So, you know, it was not even the right guy. It wasn't even the right country that attacked us, okay? And so she votes for the Iraq War, and Bernie Sanders voted against it, okay? Everybody else wanted it, and she of course falls back and goes, oh, no. Everybody was voting for it. Well, there was one guy that wasn't. Bernie fucking Sanders. Bernie Sanders said no to the war. He said, no, this is a stupid war. You don't want to do it. Okay, so then let's see. What else has she lobbied for? Well, she was with Bill Clinton back when he was president, right? She was standing by him and lobbying for the tougher on crime, you know, the super predators, you know, what they and these were adolescents that were violent and criminals, and they're gonna get you. Speaking, of course, about African American teenagers. Let's get real here. That's what she was saying. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not, you know, saying that, oh, African Americans are always perfect. They're not. Okay, black people aren't always perfect, but she was referring to them. Okay, she was saying that you know, and conveniently enough, the people that were locked up during Bill Clinton's little affirmative action thing over you know, crime. He's gonna be tough on crime and tough on drugs and whatnot. Okay, and who got locked up? More blacks than whites. And interestingly enough, blacks and whites do drugs at a similar rate. There is no reason that one should be arrested over the other, but they were. Okay, so that's a problem. And then a more recent thing is the Panama Papers. If you guys haven't heard about the Panama Papers, I suggest you look it up. So basically, the Panama Papers, there was this like trade deal with Panama, and Panama's GDP, their gross domestic product, they're basically what the whole fucking country produces in a year, and what they're worth is worth less than 2%. I think it's 0.2%. Something like it's worth less than 2% of America's gross domestic product. So there's literally nothing we would gain from that. There's literally no economic stimulus to that. There is nothing we could gain from making a deal with Panama. And Hillary goes ahead and advocates for this. She lobbies for this. Who doesn't? Bernie fucking Sanders. Bernie Sanders says, don't do it. When they first started years ago, back in I think it was 2012 when they did the Panama Papers idea, Bernie Sanders stood up and he said, no, don't do it. This is a sham. This is horrible. And I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher his accent. I was going to do an accent, but I don't want to. So he's saying, no, this is a bad idea. Don't do it. This is just so corporations can send their tax money overseas so they won't be taxed on it, so they can hide their money in offshore accounts and whatnot over in Panama, right? And what happens? Panama Papers get signed, wait 4 years, boom! Panama Papers get released, and now somebody blew the whistle and said, oh, by the way, they're hiding corporate money. Everybody already fucking knew that if you paid attention, if you weren't a sheep, but now all the sheep know it too. And this is just what gets me, is that everything that Hillary is for, Sanders is against, and everything that Hillary is for just happens to be putting down the middle class and the lower class and serving corporate donors. Okay, so that's it for Hillary Clinton, right? We've done away with her, and we've agreed that she's just horrible. I mean, if you watch her talk, if you watch her or Trump, they dodge questions left, right, and center. They can't answer straightforward questions. They're the typical politicians, right? Well, Donald Trump, he's a little more of a racist and xenophobic bigot, but, you know, they're typical politicians. They shy away from the fight. Bernie Sanders doesn't. Let's get on to Bernie Sanders, shall we? What can be said about Bernie Sanders? Well, he's a democratic socialist. Oh, hold on. Don't click off the video yet. I didn't say communist. I said socialist. They like to label him, don't they? The corporate media loves to label Bernie Sanders as a communist, and he's a socialist, and he's evil, and he's going to get you, he's going to take all your money. No, he's not. No, he's not. So, let me break this down. People are against socialism because of communism. Because they believe socialism is a step to communism. It's the slippery slope argument, okay? So you go socialist, then you go full communist. You don't want to go full communist, okay? Which is agreeable. I don't support, full communism. That's not, exactly a good way to live. But socialism is a necessary thing. And a lot of countries that are very well off right now are socialist countries, right? And so let's see. What does Bernie advocate for the most? I'm sure you guys already know what I'm going to say, but let me say it anyway. He advocates for free college, free medical care, and like a tax on the rich. He wants to gouge corporations for their money because they owe it to the American people. And so he wants these things. He wants this justice and whatnot. And then, of course, the establishment media and the corporate media goes, no, he's bad. He's an evil socialist. He's an evil socialist. Well, why are you saying that? Anyway, so, oh, no, he's an evil socialist. He's an evil socialist. No. Well, why are you saying that? Why are you so adamant against him but not against Trump? Well, they are against Trump, but, I mean, in certain regards. They softball Trump, and then they nail Sanders to the wall, right, with questions, and just keep badgering him with stupid questions until he finally looks like he slipped up, and they make it look like he slipped up when he didn't. Right? He said, the most infamous version of this is when Sanders was asked, well, how are you going to tax Wall Street speculators? Well, it's already in the code. We're just going to put in Glass-Steagall. We're going to go put this all back in, and we're going to say, okay, here's the law. It's here. It's in there, right? It's in that law. And he says, well, how are you going to do it? Well, I told you. Well, you're going to use the IRS? No, the IRS isn't going to get involved. It's already on the books. We don't need the IRS's approval for this. And so they made it look like he tripped up. And so let's talk a little bit about the free medical care and the free college, okay? Now, even if you don't believe in the free college, you have to believe in free medical care. I mean, think about it. If you get sick, wouldn't you want to be able to go to the hospital and not pay your bill? I mean, if a relative of yours got really sick, had to go to the hospital and get a surgery that's worth fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And all these medications that they have to get, wouldn't you want them to not pay that, right? And isn't medical care kind of considered a right? Isn't health care a right? I mean, aren't people allowed to be healthy? Aren't people entitled to be healthy? Like, my God, I'm not saying Adonis perfect health and, get a fucking blood transfusion every week to feel great. I'm just saying, like, basic fucking medical care, the good medical care, And this is what gets me, is that people are always like, oh, well, we can't afford it. We can afford billions of dollars. We can afford $7 trillion for the Iraq War, but we can't afford medical care for our own citizens? Are you fucking serious? We can afford billions of dollars to go to war. We can afford billions of dollars to drill for oil, but we can't afford simple medical care. We can't even get fucking water to Flint, Michigan. Right? If you guys didn't hear, in Flint, Michigan, their water's fucked. Their water's fucked. In the entire town of Flint, Michigan, all their water is just polluted and disgusting. This is America, for God's sake. This is a first world country. We are supposed to be civilized. And meanwhile, in Flint, Michigan, people can't get drinking water. The fuck? Are you guys seeing what the problem that I'm seeing? This is not fucking Uganda. This is not Rwanda. This is not fucking Somalia. This is not a third world destination. Okay? This is America. We don't need that shit. We don't need that kind of shit happening. I mean, the bare minimum things, food and water, some of our guys don't even get that, for fuck's sake. Okay, so there's medical care. And then free college. Like, really? Do you really want to be against that? Like, okay, I'll feel you if you're against free college because maybe, going to college for free is bad, but going to college for low cost, at least, would be good. Lower the cost, because trust me, I'm a college student. No, I'm not voting for Sanders just because of the college thing, okay? Stop that now. I've heard many of his issues that he's spoken on. I've heard many of his arguments and debates, and I agree with the man. He's right, he's rational, and he's an honest politician. He doesn't talk like he's got a fucking stick up his ass. And he's trying to be puppeteered by somebody. He speaks honestly and truthfully. He waves his hands around and this, that, and the other. I mean, if you've seen him speak, he just oozes policy substance and honesty. And so, I'm a college student, okay? My professor, my fucking environmental science professor for the previous semester, he told us that our tuition, which is like $320, right, per class, this is per class, $320 per class, he said that would cover his class, his books, and he would still have some change, okay, when he was in college. Why has it risen? It's education. Shouldn't education kind of stay the same? I mean, we got inflations on food, we got inflations on everything else. The economy's been going up, but paychecks haven't risen. There's another thing that Bernie wants. Minimum wage risen to $15 an hour. And anybody who says, oh, well, the guy working at McDonald's doesn't deserve $15 an hour. Maybe not for a sloppy job, I guess. You know, if he's doing a bad job, then no. But so is the same guy in like a factory that's doing a bad job. Or the janitor that's doing a bad job. You know? There are people doing great jobs in minimum wage jobs that deserve more. And the sad fact is that people have this idea that, oh, minimum wage is just for teenagers and people that are going to be getting a better job in higher education. How do you expect them to afford that higher education? They're on minimum wage. They're barely supporting themselves. How the fuck do you expect them to do that? Really? Really? Like, come on. And so, you know, people want to raise to $15 an hour, which I agree with. Or at least, at the very least, you got to agree. It's got to go up to at least 12. At least 12. $11.50 for God's sake. Just gives me $11.50 to start. Come on. Sign spinners. If you look it up, you know the guys that stand on the road with the signs, they spin them and whatever, and they're trying to get you to go into the store and buy their shit? Yeah, those guys, they get paid anywhere from $10 to $20 an hour. They get paid like $10 starting. They get more than minimum wage starting to just stand outside in the sun with a sign for a few hours. And they want you, like, not even all the way all day. Like, about 5 o'clock, they'll have you knock off because people are uninterested and it's getting dark and people can't see the sign anyway. So there's no point in having you out there at night or early morning. So you usually roll in at a later time, get paid more than the guy working at McDonald's, and all you're doing is flipping a sign. I get it, it's hot out there, I know. But, dude, for flipping a sign, you're getting $10 starting? Come on. We can afford $15 an hour. And people are like, well, where's the money going to come from? That means they're going to have to raise prices on the product. No. No. Maybe if, you know, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and all these fuckers that own these companies decided to take a few $1 trillion less for themselves, we can afford that. You know, maybe if the rich in this country would pay their fair share, this country would be better off. Okay? Donald Trump, he is the rich and powerful. He wants your money. Okay? He's trying to sell his shit. Okay? It's painful to watch this man try and be a politician. He's fucking horrendous. Okay? Hillary Clinton's not much better. You know she's in bed with the corporate donors. She's establishment. That's why I'm not voting for her. Even if it comes down to Trump or Clinton, I'm not voting either one. I'm writing in Bernie Sanders. And that's the point here, guys, is you can write in Bernie Sanders. If you are voting this year and you're voting for the first time like I am, remember that you can write in your own candidate. You could write in the fucking Mr. Clean guy, okay? You could write in the fucking Billy Mays from OxyClean if you wanted to. You could write in fucking SpongeBob, okay? Nobody cares because you're still exercising your right to vote. You're still exercising democracy when you do that. You're just not playing the establishment's game. The establishment's game is to have Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton go at it, Donald Trump be a piece of shit, and Hillary Clinton be the lesser of two evils, and then you vote for Clinton, and then Clinton does the work of the corporations and the establishment. Bernie doesn't play ball. Bernie doesn't take bribes. Bernie doesn't take this shit. So basically what I'm telling you all is go with Bernie because, you know, and I advise you read up on him before you buy into this. I'm not trying to convert you with this one video. I want you guys to actually go out and look at Bernie's videos and go and see what he has to say and how he speaks and what his plans are, and you will understand that Bernie is a very rational individual. He's right. Senator Sanders is rational. He's rational. He's honest. He's non-establishment. He's freaking against political parties. He just hates he hates literally everything about the establishment. Okay? He is the ultimate anti-establishment guy. And I'm not saying we should go full socialist, right? I'm not advocating full socialism. I'm advocating capital socialism. You know, a little bit of capitalism, a little bit of socialism. You know, whatever works, right? If it works, it works. But that is it for another Reaper Rant. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, do the usual. Like, subscribe, check out my streams, feel the burn. And I will see you guys in the next video. Reaper the Rager, signing off.